Hello and welcome to another Commands and Colors Ancients playthrough. Today we're gonna take on Ruspina 46 BC, which is the year after the last one we did, Sela, if you remember, which was in 47 BC. So this time we will see the Caesarians, led by Caesar himself again, but this time against the Numidians, who is an ally with of the Pompeians during these times. So if we look at the historical background here again, it says that after the victories or the victory of against Pharnakis of Pontus at Sela, Julius Caesar was returning home to Rome and wanted to prepare for a new campaign already during the winter months over in Africa, where the Pompeians were still very strong. Some Pompeian leaders had fled to northern Africa when the Optimates kind of lost control of Rome. It's mentioned here, for instance, Porcius Cato Minor, and also Metellus Scipio is an interesting figure. We're gonna see him later in another game. There's still a few, even though the campaign in East is now done. So, I mean, pretty much Caesar has, he has killed, not he hasn't killed, but Pompeius himself is dead. And the Greek and Eastern campaigns are now done. Great victories for Caesar over there, but the war is not over still, and we have still a few battles to do before we see the end of this civil war against the Pompeians, because there are a lot of Optimate leaders still left that has some considerable forces left on their side, and their allies like the Numidians. And we're even gonna see, I believe, one of Pompeius' sons taking up the torch later. I think it might be in this booklet. There's a battle in, I think it's in Spain. Yeah, I think this is in Emunda is in Spain, but we're gonna return to that. We'll not rush forward there yet. We are in Africa right now, Ruspina. So again, we have some powerful leaders over in Africa on the Optimates or the Pompeian side. We have the Numidians allied with them under King Juba. So Caesar, as said, returning home. However, when he was planning the campaign in Africa, it seems his veterans from the previous campaigns were pretty tired of campaigning and war. So there was kind of a crisis over in Rome, and not a rebellion, but resistance against starting a new campaign once more. And this is not that long after the last campaign, to be honest. This is already in, I think this battle took place in February 46, so we're just into 46, so there's not that many months since the campaign in East. But Caesar managed somehow to convince them of, glory awaits and one more push and this war will be over and all that, I guess. So he managed to get his legions and his veterans with him once again. Probably a very nice, very good charisma of that man. So they went to Sicily. They gathered in Sicily. They're, getting the fleet and all the needed troops, a few thousand men, and also quite a lot of cavalry. However, the fleet was not really that big that Caesar wanted, so they had some problems with getting enough supplies with them to the for the campaign and the landing. At least initially, they needed a lot of ships just to get the troops over there. Anyway, they landed, and Ruspina was kind of the base that Caesar created. It's in today's Tunis, I think, or pretty close to, Carthago, which was still a known town at these times, right? Or a city, even though it was raised a few decades before this. Anyway, so Caesar's base of operations was in Ruspina. Now, because he didn't have that much of supplies, also his troops was a bit scattered with the landing. I think there was some storm or something. This is February, right? So it could be quite windy over the seas. And so I think they were landing here and there, these ships, and they were still in the process of getting their troops together. And probably Caesar wanted to use that time, not just waiting, but start gathering supplies. So what happens here was that he, as he said here, he set off with a sizable force on a foraging expedition. And this is what we will see in this battle. Because they haven't traveled that long before he stumbled upon a Numidian big force. Even though it's mostly light infantry and light cavalry, it was still a considerable force of the Numidians, led by Titus Labienus, who we see here. So when Caesar met them, they had already arrayed for battle, or did array for battle, I guess, seeing Caesar's approach. The battle depicted here, I think, is in a bit of a later stage of the battle, because from what I have seen, Caesar also created a battle line, and the problem though was that he was really outnumbered and didn't have the quick movement as the cavalry on the Numidian side. So the cavalry went on the flanks. Also, the Numidians did use real light infantry and cavalry tactics. So they bombarded them with the Romans with missiles from all directions. And when the Romans tried to counterattack with their heavier troops, these guys just scattered, while other hit their flanks and all that. So they were really harassment combat done by Labienus and his Numidians here. So Caesar was in a big trouble. He didn't have the troops to answer towards these kind of tactics, you could say. And things were getting even worse for Caesar, because during the battle, as we can see over here on the Roman left, Petreius was arriving with even more troops, and it said he came with some elite cavalry. We see 2 medium heavy cavalries here. There are some medium heavies already in the battle here, but all in all, you can see here we have 5 medium heavy cavalry in this battle. This was a problem for Caesar, because now he got pretty much completely surrounded by the Numidians. So they had forces all around them, so Caesar ordered them to fight back to back. So they created kind of these hedgehogs here, you could say. I saw another picture, or you could say a kind of a battle image, and it looked there that it was a kind of a contiguous line, but they were kind of back to back but here we have two groups of Romans. Anyway, Caesar, well, it was desperate, and he tried to all the time move back towards his camp in Ruspina. So he made a desperate attempt to attack the Numidians, even though his troops were pretty exhausted at this point of time. But it was successful. They managed to break through and got out of that sack that they were trapped in, and by that they inched back to their own base. So in the end, they managed to escape. Caesar also alive and all that. So it was, in that sense, it was a successful battle for Caesar and his Caesarian troops, even though it's said here that Caesar lost nearly a third of his detachment. So that was in that sense, it was a Numidian win, but Caesar managed to survive kind of a certain elimination, you could say, because they were in a really bad position for a while there. And he also learned about these tactics these guys were using. It was new for Caesar, so he learned a lot by this battle as well. Another thing that you could say was a Numidian win from this battle was that Caesar's original reason for this troop movement was to gather supplies, and they didn't do that. They didn't manage to do that before they had to turn back to Ruspina. So he had to get back there into more fortified positions and waiting for supplies from the ships instead. So I think that you could say was the aftermath of this battle. So if we look at the War Council here, then we have Titus Labienus as a leader for the Numidian army. They will have 5 command cards, and these guys will move first. Caesarian army, led by Caesar, 6 command cards, meaning we will have 1 additional card in slot A for the Romans, or the Caesarians, I would say. The battle goes on till 5 banners, as you can see there as well. We have some special rules that we have seen in the later battles we have done. So we have the Julian legions rule in effect, meaning mediums and heavies on the Caesarian side may move 2 hexes. They can move 1 hex and throw pila, and that's basically it, because then we also have the Julius Caesar rule. So one of these that are attached to Caesar may move these 2 hexes as in the Julian rules, but they can also attack if they do that. Otherwise, they can move 2, but then they cannot attack. What else? Yeah, here's another thing, it's an important one. A Roma unit or leader that exits of the Numidian side of the battlefield each counts as 1 victory banner. The unit and leader is removed from play. So, I mean, the Caesarians are already in the halfway through the map. That's interesting. So if they can just traverse 4 more hexes and then out, then they will get a banner for each. And we have some fast-moving troops here, and even these guys can move too. So I don't think that's a bad plan to do, because we're done with these, so we can actually start talking about plans. So, well, if they continue with the Caesarians, then I think it's gonna be hard to battle these guys. They will just evade. Pretty much every unit here can evade, at least the infantry. There's just lights and then some medium heavy cavalry, so it's gonna be hard to kill them by battle, unless we press them to their baseline, which we want to do, of course, because we also want to exit units. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to move these guys either as 2 different blocks, or attach them together and try to punch through the center and exit through there. That would be nice. So that's pretty much the battle plan for the Caesarians. As for the Numidians, well, we want to prevent that, of course. And also, I mean, we start as the Numidians, the game. So this medium-heavy cavalry, which is a quick one that the Caesarians could exit pretty quickly. And also these light bows, if you look at them, they cannot retreat. So these are nice targets to attack on turn 1 if we get the chance, because we have these guys that could reach them, we have these guys who could reach them, we have one over here that could reach them from the medium heavy cavalry, and then we can also throw javelins, so we might be able to destroy 2 units pretty quick. And we also want to, you know, try to split these guys so they don't get support from each other. We want them to start retreating as well, because we don't want them to close into our baseline. So I think that's the battle plans. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll start with the medians as said. So we're gonna check the slot A and B cards and then start the game. Okay, here we go. So let's see what the Numidians have in slot A and B. Leadership in this section, excellent card. And B, oh, it's so hard to get a grip on. B is a heavy troop, which is a really bad card. There's no heavies here, so that would be only 1 unit of our choice. But let's see what we can play then. So that's a C, D, or E, so it's none of these 2. Let's see what we get. Another leadership in this section. 3 right over here, or 3 left. Okay, so one of these 3. So leadership in this section would be, could be this group, or no leaders over there though. By the way, I haven't really went through the battle lines. Maybe we should do that just for a minute before we start. So if we look over on the Numidian side first, these guys are actually the reinforcements that did arrive a bit later in the battle. So I guess we are starting the battle at that moment when these guys arrive on the battlefield. So we have 2 medium heavy cavalry there, and that was Petreius who's leading them. And then we have a bow unit who is 1, 2, 3 not in reach yet, and we have a light infantry coming in. The center, who is led by Labienus himself. They have 1 medium heavy, 2 light cavalry, and then 4 light infantry. Over here on the left, we have 2 mediums, a bow, and another light infantry. So that unit group is pretty much the same as over here. So yeah, let's see now if we do leadership any section. So it looks like I can should we go with that and start with the center? Because then we can attack pretty much both of these guys, I guess, because it would be these plus 3 units, so it could be 1, 2, and 3, or we try to get one of these. I think I want to prioritize to kill that medium heavy cavalry, because that can be dangerous and it's so quick, so it can exit also very quickly. So that would that could be that we want to play 3 inch right instead. Maybe we should do that actually. Let's do that, because I want to concentrate on that. I'm just moving these over a bit so I get room for the cards. So yes, I'll play the 3 right. So it will be, we're gonna take Petreius, we're gonna take the bows, and let's move these guys closer as well to be ready to charge. So he will move 1, 2, 3. The bows will move over here, and these guys will move 1, 2. So let's start with the bow. So they will fire these guys with 1 die, hoping for a blue. Got a red. And now it's an important attack. 3 dice, but we have bleeder support. And that's 2 hits. Not bad at all. But they're gonna battle back. And they... oh my god, that's 3 blues. The Romans are on fire now, so they actually already killed 1 Numidian unit. Oh, I didn't foresee that to happen. And we're also gonna check Petreius. He might fall. He didn't, so he can now relocate. He will do that and relocate to this light cab then. Oh, okay. An unexpected start, I would say. They have already lost one of their important units there. So this is pretty much their Caesarian breakout attempt, so they are now really eager to get out of this sack. So let's see what the Caesarians have in their slots. They have a line command, okay. Another line command, and in B they have medium troops, okay. Let's see what we have. We have an A, B, or C. So it's one of these or 4 units right. We have 3, okay. I think I want to punch a hole in the center if possible. So we could... thinking if we should charge up here. Or we do the line command and throw some Pila. Would be nice to save that guy as well, of course. If we play the medium troops, we could do that. But he could attack, of course. Line command would move me over here. Maybe we should... maybe I think we need to sacrifice that. Let's play 1 line command from slot A. And I'm gonna take these guys. So I'm gonna just move up. These guys will throw 1 die Pila, and Caesar will move here. So let's see if we can hit anything. So who should we target then? Let's see if we can target and get some hits on that light infantry there. First Pila attack. No. Second Pila attack. Same target. That's a hit. Then we also have a bow that will fire with 2 dice because they did not move. But there's no greens. So 1 hit there. And we have slowly starting moving towards the line. Numidians. C or lowest order count. Leadership in the section, that would be. The lowest order count would be this one. That's 1 unit. Would be nice to reach these guys. Of course, you could take him now. Do we dare to charge here? We get 2 dice. I'm not sure about that. We could also just play this one to get rid of this bad card and do another cavalry charge. And even out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of this. So I'm gonna do this one, and we're gonna go here and attack here. So that would be 3 dice. We need 1 hit. We didn't get it. Oh man. We got the flag, but these guys is supported. So they're gonna now battle back. and they hit 1. There were 2 reds there. Okay, this is not going too well for the Numidians. They had 2 chances to kill this guy now, and they have failed badly. So perfect start for the Caesarians. We'll go next, and we have... Okay, tactics card, line command or lowest order count. Medium troops are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 4. So it needs to be a line command or 4 on the right. I'm gonna play the line command again. Same cluster of units, and now I'm gonna start hitting those guys. Not with those though, but let's do like this. Peel a throw here. So, and these guys will fire as well. Let's take the bows here first. 2 dice. That's a hit. We got the green there. Now these guys will... That was the bow. These guys will now attack. The light infantry will try to evade, but we're going to roll off 4 dice. See if we can get 2 greens. No greens at all. So these guys evade. A peel a throw towards the light infantry. So it's 1 die from Caesar's gang. I don't think he get the extra die on peel a throw. It's only... I think it's only in close combat. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna play it like that right now. And that's a miss. So these guys may now attack someone. Let's continue pressing here. We want to get an open field here. So I'm gonna attack here with those guys. So it's 4 dice, and they will try to evade. There's no greens, so successful evade again. But they're slowly moving towards these Numidian edge here. Okay. Now it's the Numidians. They have a A or B. Leadership in a section or 2 units left. The 2 units left could activate my medium heavy cavalry. And 1, 2, 3, both could reach these. I think we need to hit. I mean, there's nothing, why should we wait? This is not supported even. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And by the way, it was 2 units left. So this is not supported. But I only have 1. Hold on. Let's think this over again. We could go 1, 2, 3 instead. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. The bad thing is we don't get the leader support by this, but these guys cannot retreat now. So we're gonna start hitting from here. So even flags are now hits. So we got 2 hits on the legionaries, who will now battle back. And they got, let's see now, they don't have leader support either. So 1 hit on the cavalry. A bit better fighting from the Numidians now. And here we got the other attack. 3 dice again. And only 1 hit. And these guys will battle back once more. And here we got 1 hit. Oh, imagine if these guys would have had leader support. but one hit on these cavalry as well. So they're trying to wear down the Romans or the Caesarians pretty well, but they're taking also their own hits during this operation. So yeah, it's tough. So we go back to the Romans or the Caesarians. I almost said Romans. Well, it's Romans against Numidians. So I guess it's okay to say that this time. The Romans got an tactics card. There are no tactics card up. So I wonder, how should we just do the lowest order count then? I think so. So this would actually only order 2 units. I think we need to take that. This will order more troops. So it needs to be 4 units on the right. So meaning 2 units. But I will now move here and move here, hindering those guys from retreating and hitting them now with a medium heavy infantry. And we got, oh, once more, a lot of leader symbols, but only 1 hit. So these guys are still alive and will now hit back against those guys. That's 3 dice. And we got 2 hits on them, so this legionary unit is done. And we got the first Numidian banner by that. And we have 1 more Roman. Do I dare to attack with 2 dice here? They are not supported. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's try to get a banner from this. So the light bow will do a close combat attack. 2 dice. And too bad for them, they missed totally. I mean, a flag would have been okay as well, but missing altogether was worse. So now the cavalry will hit back with 3. And they got 0 hits, but they managed to make these guys retreat 2 hexes. Okay, I think the Numidians are hitting back pretty good now. And it's their turn. Another tactics card or lowest order count. There's no tactics card, so this will be 4 units. So they need to play 3 on their left, which would be our right. So 3 units here. We could do yet another cavalry charge. We cannot make them not retreat, but we can hit pretty hard here, I guess. Another one that is not supported, so I will take this, and let's start bringing some bows as well. So these guys will go there, these guys will go there, and the bow unit will go here. So let's hit here first. 3 dice with leader support. A bit of luck, we can get that unit this turn. But we missed altogether. But well, not altogether. We got the flag, so these guys need to take it. And since these are cavalry, they can move in and battle again, which they will do even though they don't have leader support anymore. Well, these guys do. So if we don't get the flag, we are kind of toast. Maybe we should not do it. Maybe we are just happy for this turn to make them retreat a bit longer from, you know, our baseline. And these guys will certainly not attack against Caesar. So I will just stand in the way of those guys, and they will need to attack us. And we can evade. But these guys will fire against those with 1 die. That's a leader symbol, so it's a miss. So nothing there. Well, not a great achievement, but we managed to get these guys back. Let's also play the Romans. Here we have an A, B, or C, and I'm gonna see what we have in slot A. Order mounted, an outflanked, medium troops, or light troops. So mounted would be only this. We have a few weak ones. Too bad we can't get any leader support in our attacks. The outflanked can take 2 from here, but nothing from here, so that will be pretty much 2 on our left. And the order mediums. It's too bad if we move up the mediums and leave these guys behind. I want to keep my troops in somewhat a good line. So I'm gonna do the mediums. Meaning, hold on, 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 of them. So these guys will evade, of course, but I'm gonna force my way into there. These guys will move 2. They cannot attack. These guys will go 1, 2, 3. They will attack. These guys will move 1 and may attack. So let's start from here to here. That's 4 dice. And these guys cannot retreat. And we got 4 hits. Cavalry is done. The Caesarians got their second banner. We will gain ground. These guys will now attack the light infantry, who will evade, even though they are, well, they're support and they are, you know what, they will stand their ground. So here comes the attack of the medium heavies. They got 1 hit and the flag, but these guys are supported, so they will not retreat, and they will battle back with 2, and they also hit with leaders. That's why I dared to do it. Also, these guys are not supported, so if we get the flag, we will get them backwards a bit. That's why I thought it was a good idea to stand the ground. Well, as you can see, we got the leader symbol, so we killed this unit, getting the second Pompeian banner as well. We have 1 more, these guys who can attack, and I will attack these guys. They will evade. But we roll 4 dice, and blue symbols are hits, and there's 1. So 1 done, and then they evade. We cannot gain ground. So here's the situation now. I think I'm gonna end it here, but as you can see, I think this will be decided in the next session. We are 2 banners each, 3 more to go for one side. I can see both armies clustering into the center here. And too bad for the Caesarians, they lost the cavalry, so they cannot ride out with that unit. But if the Pompeians or the Numidians fail to block these hole here, they can get Caesarians running through, you know. So that could be a problem. And also the Pompeian elite and heavier cavalry has taken really hard losses. So we only have 1 unit left in full strength. Yeah, that's the one led by Labienus himself. So yeah, I think it's still an open affair. The Caesarians who are left are all in full strength, so they are in good shape here. We are getting some guys left behind. That's never good. We also have a leader here, so I think I want to get these guys up as soon as possible, if we can. Well, we could do it with the outflanked, for instance, or the mountain. We can just move up these guys, but that's a kind of a turn lost. We want to keep the pressure also, so it'd be great if we can pressure and also get these guys rushing forward. With the Julian Legion rules, we can get in 2 hexes forward, right? But in a few turns, if the Caesarians manage to, you know, chew their way towards the baseline, these guys, the Pompeians or the Numidians, they need to fight because they are soon at their baseline and cannot do these evades anymore. So there we go. That's the situation. We have also some Pompeians not yet engaged in battle out in the outer flanks, you could say. Could try to bring them in as well to get more firepower into the battle, because the punching power is pretty much, well, not much left on the Numidian side, so they need to skirmish and wear the Romans down one block by one. So let's see if they can manage to do that. Oh, we're gonna get a new card for slot B, and then I think we're done for this turn or this session. So thank you guys for watching, and hope you will be back for part 2 of the Battle of Ruspina. Bye for now.